diamond ring for my queen. You gon' wait me till Jesus come. Quiet when I talk, pocket full floss, money, honey, forget about Suzanne. So since we don't have all the equipment like cameras and all this stuff, so just use one of the webcam from my computer. So we're gonna start with these tools and give people knowledge, because that's how they say, start with what you have, and then from there you're gonna elevate it. You're gonna elevate it, and things gonna propagate it, and excuse me, and things gonna improve slowly, because you can't reach down top before top player.
Was a time when immortality seemed the way to enchantment and happiness.
Right, so brothers and sisters, so we have a question right there. The question say integral of sec square x, and then you have a 1 plus tan x bracket square dx. So this question is one of those easy questions. So this is tricky substitution. How do I know? Look, substitution, if you look at the denominator, most of the time look at the denominator. If I'm going to differentiate this, it's going to give me the 1 on top, but it's not the whole denominator. Just like if somebody gave you differentiate tan of x, whenever you differentiate tan from the from differentiation table, you're always going to get sec square of the same angle. This you don't calculate it, you can just memorize. There's a way how to prove, but for this case you don't have to prove, you just memorize. When I differentiate tan, it gives me sec square. And how do you know that? Refer to the table. So now, okay, so meaning if I can take this stuff here and then differentiate, of course it's going to give me sec square, which is the number on top. So for that case I know, so this is integration by substitution. So now I'm going to since I know if I differentiate this, for the most cases when you let the one at the denominator. So I'm going to let's say u equal to 1 plus tan of x. So if I differentiate to the left, u is going to give me du. Okay, let's differentiate on the left. When you differentiate u, it's going to give me du, and then when you differentiate to 1 is 0. And when you differentiate tan x, it's going to give you sec square x, just like how we say on the previous. Okay, so that means that's been said, this stuff here, if you look careful, is this one here. So I'm going to remove this and put what du, because this sec square x dx, which is this, equal to du. So I'm going to say, okay, integral, so this is not going to be sec square dx, it's going to be du. And then at the denominator here I'm going to have a 1 over, because all this is on top. This is going to be 1, but this stuff is u. Look, u equal to 1 tan x, so this is going to be u, but there's a square outside square. Okay, so now the question is finished. You know why I said the question is finished? Because whenever you have a power, how are you going to know? So I'm going to say integral, I have to reciprocate. When you say you reciprocate, it's just like somebody give you 1 over x3. This may say I can take the whole of this to the top. It's going to be x power 3, but I change the sign. If this possibly become negative, then you still have your 1 here. So it's 1x power negative 3. Remember that. So I'm going to reciprocate this, mean this one here. So this is going to be integral, and it's going to go to the top, u negative 2, and then we still have a du. But why do I do that? It's just because we have a integration of the power function. What does that mean? If somebody gave me integral, let's say of 1 over x, this is not a power function. You know why? If this is power 1, meaning this, you don't apply power of the integration. You just say this equal to ln of whatever is in here, which is x, and then make sure you put absolute, because any number which is in front of the ln, it gotta be positive. So if you don't put absolute, means that number could be negative, and then it's gonna be problem. For example, just plug a ln of negative 3, it's gonna say error in the calculator. Plug ln of negative, it's gonna say error. That's why we put this absolute, to say whatever comes out of here must be positive. And remember your plus c. You know what plus c? Because whenever you integrate, when there's no limit here, means you plus c, you plus constant. So now going back to our question, excuse me. So if somebody give me, so this number should not be 1. So in that case, you're gonna say if somebody give me x power negative 1 dx, this is not the power rule. And when it's negative 1, it always has to give a ln, because in other way, this may say integral. Excuse me. That's may say 1, because I can reciprocate this and say 1 over, and then I bring to the bottom. It's going to be x, and this power is negative 1. It's going to be 1, and this is dx and you know when it's power 1 it's going to be ln of whatever is there, which is x, and then make sure you put absolute plus c. But if it's other power, then you can apply power rule. How do you apply power rule? It's easy. It's like somebody, for example, give you integral of, let's say, 3, and they give you x power 4 dx. So you see, this is not 1. So if it's not 1, if it's not negative 1, then we find not negative 1. If it's 1, it's okay, but not negative 1. So this, let me say, 3 is just a constant number. So 3 is going to go to the back, and then you're going to have an integral because it's a constant number. So when you integrate, you don't involve constant number. So here you're going to be left with x power 4 and then dx. So this, let me say, 3 is just a 3. So you take this power, you add by 1. So this could be x. 4 plus 1 equals 5, and then you divide by the same thing, which is 5. And then you plus c. So 3 over 5, x power 5 plus c. That's the answer. So same here, right? So first of all, this is not 1. You see, so 1 is okay. If it's like this, x power 1 dx is also power rule. You know why? They say this should not be negative 1, not 1. So we can apply the power rule. See? Excuse me. Let me say if it's integral, let's say x power 1 means dx. That one is fine because this is x power 1, and according to the formula, say this n number here should not be negative 1. So this let me say x 1 plus 1 equals 2, and then you over 2 again, and then you plus over here your constant. So that's how you solve. You see? So now coming back here, this is not negative 1. So you, in other way, you could say not. Let me write big note here. This is very, very important. Not. Say it's not part of the equation, but you know, just to remind you. Let me put a note here. Okay, and put a note there. Excuse me. So the note say if you integrate, and this is x power n dx, this n should not be negative 1. Do you understand what I'm saying? Should not be. I mean, this is equal, so when you cut means not be equal. Why? Because if it's gonna be integral of x negative n dx, negative 1 means this is gonna be equal to integral 1 over x power 1 dx, which equal to ln of x absolute plus c, which, so the power rule cannot be applied, so it cannot be applicable. So for this case, power rule cannot be applicable because we're going to say, okay, so because we reciprocate and it's not negative 1, so we're going to add by 1 negative 2 plus 1, and then negative 2 plus 1, and then we plus our c constant. So finally, finally, we're going to say this, let me say u negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. We have already integrated, so you don't integrate twice. And another thing, when you integrate, when you add by 1, and when you add by 1 here, and then this one fall apart. So this is what you have. So this MSA I'm gonna bring to the bottom because we're done already, but you wanna reciprocate to get the final answer. So you have already integrated. You say 1 over, this is like a, so say negative 1, you see this negative 1 at the bottom, and then this I'll reciprocate again to the bottom because it's gonna be u exactly, but this power is gonna become what, positive 1, and then plus c. So our question is finished, but at the end of the day they didn't give us in terms of u. Remember we did let all those values. So how did you let u? We did let u equal to 1 tan x. So finally I'm going to say, okay, so I'm going to replace this u. So 1 over negative 1 is just a negative, and then this u, so you're going to say 1 over, what is our u? Our u equal to 1 plus tan x. So say 1 plus tan x, and then plus c. Why plus c? Because you don't have what? We don't have a here the limit. If you have a limit, means you substitute the limit. Brother and sister, so that's how you solve that question. If you first time on my channel, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and try to share with a lot of people. So thanks a lot, man. Peace and love, man. Peace, love you. Right, so another time again, this is let me just show everybody so that everybody can see clearly. This is Twana Wabantu Academy. I'm saying, and the aim or the purpose of solving this problem is everyone should access free, classic, quality education for all. Means, you know, the aim